Welcome back to the Delivering More platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alkire. Thank you for your continued viewership morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. That's going to help us out more you could ever know. I have a fantastic Meet the Team to bring to you folks. This is the first time we've recorded one of these in a moment. So I'm happy to be here with the newly appointed, newly promoted Customer Service Operations Supervisor, Cesar.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, dude. Mouthful there, huh?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm nervous now when I shoot all the videos with you. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a little more focused though.
Yeah,
a little more focused on you. You know, we're gonna get into some nitty gritty things here. It's been a big day, a big week. Give me a walkthrough. Did you interview to get to this new position, or how did all that work?
I did. So I had to go through an interview process on Friday. And then Monday, at the end of the day, it was announced that I did get the position. So today's kind of first day on the job, just kind of getting the swing of things, man.
Hell yeah. And so you're just going from like a CSR to the operations supervisor?
Correct. So similar day-to-day operations. So I'll still be interacting with drivers and talking on the phone, but maybe not as much.
Yeah. We'll still pull you over here when we can, not now with this busier schedule.
Yeah, I got to fit you in, man. You might have to call my agent now. I don't know.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you getting over here to take some time out to get to know you a little bit better. This is the first time I've done this in a little bit too. I want to start out with a little this or that.
Okay.
Give you one or the other. I'm gonna we're gonna do a little bit differently too. I got a ton of options to go down here. Okay. I just want we're gonna go quick, like one word answers back and forth, and we're gonna throw out some new stuff. We're gonna try some stuff out on you. All right.
Okay. All right.
So this be this or that. Cesar. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, sweet.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Casino.
Okay. Is that De Niro?
Yeah, with Robert De Niro.
Hell yeah.
Big mafia movie kind of.
Yeah, same. Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah.
The Godfather. Give it all to me. Give it all to me.
A Bronx Tale. Yeah.
Okay. How you feel about early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Okay.
I feel like you get more done in the day when you wake up early, but long nights typically are good nights.
They'll get to you. I'm not sure if you're a pet owner, but would you prefer dogs or cats?
Dog all day.
Okay.
All day.
Do you have a pet now?
I do. Yeah, golden retriever. Biscuit, I love you, buddy.
Biscuit gonna get himself a biscuit here once Ceez gets home. On a road trip, would you prefer to be the passenger or the driver?
It depends on who's driving, but passenger. Passenger.
I like that. I'm a good passenger. I just fall asleep in like 3 minutes. If you put me in the car and I'm not driving and it's over 20 minutes, I'm out.
You're out. Yeah.
I'm out. How do you feel about communication? Calling or texting?
Oh, text me. Don't call me. I'll ignore a call just to text you back. Yeah.
That's the worst. The worst. We talked about your favorite movie. You mentioned De Niro, some actors in that. Do you have a favorite actor of all time?
I can't say that I do. I like and I know he's not a crowd favorite right now, but I was big on Jonathan Majors, just the different roles that he's been playing, what he's done with Kang the Conqueror. And there's a movie on Netflix called The Harder They Fall, an old Western movie. I love that movie. I've watched it multiple times. So I definitely like what he's doing. Obviously, I love what Will Smith does. I mean, Will Smith, he's just that guy. I mean, I granted some other things on the side. I get all that, but if I'm just looking at the work, I get it.
Separate the art and the artist.
I separate things, but if I'm looking at the work, can't go wrong.
I like that. Back to some this or that. Thin or deep dish pizza? Thin crust or deep dish?
Thin crust.
Okay, so
Thin
New York
crust.
style. Are you a folded guy, or how do you attack a pizza?
I'm not a folded. I'm just holding it. But I love a good New York slice with a little bit of crisp on it, a little bit of flop, but a little bit of crisp.
Okay.
I like the crisp.
Okay. I got a good one here for you. We never asked this. Favorite coworker? Put you on the spot here.
Favorite coworker.
I like this one. This will maybe get people in a little bit of a tizzy.
You know what? I'm gonna rile up some feathers here. I am going to say Derek Pugh. I know. Sorry,
Shut
DC.
down. This interview's over.
I've sat next to him for a long time, and me and him can go back and forth laughing all day. I love the guy.
Okay, and a topic of conversation over the past few months. This will really change how this interview goes, depending on the answer.
Okay.
Kendrick or Drake?
Overall, I have to say Drake, but Kendrick's "This Song" is a all-time classic, and it's only been out for 2 or 3 months. All-time classic.
Yeah, he played the game a little better.
Yeah. But overall, looking at the body of work, I would say I've been a fan of Drake longer.
Okay, I can respect that. If we go back a bit of a generation here, what about Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Okay.
I just listen to more. Not that I don't listen to Biggie, but if I'm going more, I have a thing with California, like the West Coast. I don't know. I have a thing for it. Like if there's one place that I want to go, L.A. Drivers in L.A. Invite me out. I'll come stay the night one night. Just let me come out there. Just see the scenes a little bit. You won't even know I'm there.
Hey, make that 2 of us. Make that 2 of us. All right. That's a little this or that with Cesar. Get you a little warmed up.
All right.
See if we can ease into things a little bit here. We usually start out pretty easy. I'm pretty sure you're a Canton, Ohio guy, born and raised.
No,
not born and raised.
No.
Where were you born? Where were you raised?
I was actually born in Germany.
No shit.
Yeah, my dad was in the army, and there wasn't a military base or a military hospital on the military base yet. So I actually had to go into Germany to be born. Like my birth certificate is in German. Like if I ever lost my birth certificate, I would be in huge trouble.
How does that even work? You can't,
what
would you even do?
Yeah, we'd have to almost go into the process of reaching out to Germany in that. So I have a German birth certificate, and then I also have a certificate of born abroad. So if I lose either one of those, I'm in big trouble.
Okay, you got those laminated in a file at home, tucked away.
My parents used to tease me with, because Germany, they had the draft and all that going on, that when I hit 18, because I was considered a German citizen, that I would have to go back over there and serve on the army. So when I was a kid, I used to start crying because
boy, you don't eat those vegetables.
Yeah.
You get shipped off.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I imagine your father's time in the military ends, and you move back to the United States.
So we moved back to the United States. I was 2, or I don't know if I was quite 2 yet, but we moved back to the United States. We lived in Pittsburgh for 7 years. Then we lived in Oklahoma for a year.
Shit.
And then we moved to Ohio, where I've been here for the past 15, 20 years. But all my family, though, is in New York. So we've kind of bounced all around, and we always go back to New York, though. That's kind of home for us.
Okay. One of the this or that's was East Coast or West Coast. And you kind of gave conflicting answers here. So where do we land there?
I think maybe because I've been to New York so much, I just want to go out to the West Coast. It's kind of like here, you see the Hall of Fame every day. It's not as big.
Yeah. Okay. And then so you went to high school in Canton, right? Went to Timken?
I did go to Timken. Long live the Trojans, man. Long live the Trojans.
Yeah, no longer around these days.
No longer a high school.
McKinley kind of
took over.
Yeah, took them under their wing, and they kind of became one building, one alumni, one school moving forward. What about any sports or anything growing up?
So I was a basketball player. Nice little point guard. I was fast. My freshman year, I was hustling for a loose ball and a game that we're winning that I have no business even hustling for. I'm just the kind of guy I am. Hustle for a ball, playing Central Catholic, big center. I collided with him and broke my collarbone, and I could never shoot again after that.
No way.
No, it's just
like still to this day.
It's not even that I can't like do the motion. It's just mentally never felt right after that.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm just the dribble and pass guy. I don't shoot too
Yeah,
much.
I'm not. I don't want to break this to you, but I don't think your career in basketball is going to go too far.
It wasn't going to go far. You know, guys like Nate Robinson, you know, the smaller guys,
Okay.
they did give hope.
Yeah,
they gave me hope.
that's true.
But yeah, no, after I couldn't shoot no more. I started playing baseball after that. Actually, was pretty decent at baseball, and then once high school ended, you know, that was that.
Okay. What about the like growing up in? Did you guys live in Canton when you grew up?
Yep.
Okay. What about growing up as a first job? You have any restaurants, any local establishments you worked at growing up?
I worked at McDonald's. I feel like that's everyone's first job. I worked there throughout high school and then into my first 2 years of college, and then after that it was. After that, I started working at Toys R Us, and I tell you, dude, Toys R Us was the funnest job that I've ever had. I swear. Like, if there's any job where people are like, "What's the funnest job you ever had?" I always go back to Toys R Us. I don't know why. I think maybe because, like, you know, there were times people come in, they'd be like, "Can you try this out for me?" So sometimes I got to ride stuff around the store, or you know, I'm playing with all the toys that are coming out, and I'm just a big kid, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, Toys R Us. That's used to be over here. On Whipple,
right on Whipple,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, and now it's no longer there. I think it's like a storage facility. I
Yeah,
just drove past
it is
today.
a storage facility. Yeah.
What about back to McDonald's a little bit? These days, if you're going through the drive-through McDonald's, what's your order?
So nowadays, I'm only going to McDonald's for breakfast, but I'm going with a sausage McMuffin. Sausage and cheese McMuffin, no egg on it, just sausage and cheese, and then I'll take my hash brown, put a little ketchup on it, put that in the sandwich. So sausage, cheese, hash brown McMuffin
With a little ketchup.
on
I'm not a fast food egg guy either.
No, yeah.
I will not do fast food eggs.
The eggs are.
It's just like, come on, you know that's not
It's
an egg, bro.
it's
like
a little,
what is that? What is that actually?
Yeah.
Coming out of high school, then how do we move forward? Do we get a job out of high school? Do we go to further education? What happens after we graduate from Timken?
So I went on to Toledo, the University of Toledo. I went there for 2 years. You know, I wasn't the most mature guy at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you don't gotta tell me, brother.
So I came back home, started going to the University of Akron. And then at that point, I decided school wasn't going to be for me. So then that's when I started working at the first call center I worked at. So I've been in a call center for 13 years. So it's been quite some time. So it's good that I got promoted. It's happened today. Yeah. So I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with like experience and things that I've done before. So.
Yeah, and I'm happy we got to keep it with someone internal for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I think obviously anytime you can do that, it kind of helps build the bond between everyone in the company a little bit more. Walk me through that time with the first call center, and then right before how we hear about DeliverThat. What'd you do in between all that time?
So I worked at the first call center I worked at. There was multiple businesses. There was like stamps.com.
Yeah.
There was we did work for blood banks, getting people to come in and donate blood in that. Then I got moved up to a supervisor there. And then we lost one of our big clients, so they kind of cut back on everyone's hours and that, so I had to look elsewhere. And that's when I got into the insurance business. I was new to that, didn't know anything about it. Did pretty well there as an insurance agent. Then I became an insurance manager, and just as I moved up and just like the product we were selling, it just wasn't necessarily for me. Not everything's for everyone. So I decided to venture out to just try a different career option. And Matt Barkey, who you guys have seen his Meet the Team and that, he actually, so I applied a couple of times before I actually got hired. I know the last time he kind of made a big fuss about it, like, you know, hire my boy, call him, just call him at least, give him an interview. And then once I got an interview, I feel, I'm confident in interviews. They don't really scare me. So just give me a chance. Let me get in the door. I feel like I'll be fine.
Yeah. Once you get your foot in the door, I agree. You're very personable, got a great smile, great work ethic, easy to talk to. I mean, that's a no-brainer hire for me.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
So you come in, you start out immediately as a CSR?
Yep. As a CSR, I mainly priority handled calls. Like my first 3 or 4 weeks, I probably had the most calls out of everyone. I was on the leaderboard for calls. I'm like, maybe I'm doing good. I don't know. And then the tasks just started growing. So calls, text, then started learning the different routing stuff. Then I start learning driver operations stuff too. So, where drivers are calling in, they need their metro changed, and that I kind of can do all of that now on one call. I don't have to transfer to anybody. And then getting experience with the restaurant relationships stuff. So I try to take pride in being able to do everything on the call that I'm on. I don't need to transfer. I don't need to get Cody or the other team involved. So kind of thought that was cool. And then you let me come over and help out with the videos, man, which, you're patient with me too. I know sometimes I'm not getting the lines right and we got to take things 3 or 4 times, but it's just, I've been given lots of opportunities here that I'm grateful for.
Hell yeah, man. I love to hear that. And I think being like a one-man band thing, obviously you got the team over there if you need help, but like for a driver experience side of things, it's so much easier if they can call in.
Just talk to them.
And if they have multiple things they want to get through, you're the one person that can handle it all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're the only one. Multiple people over here can do that. But it's easier if you don't have to, like you said, you want to talk about a restaurant issue you had. Okay, you go to Cody and Derek or Christian. You got a payment issue. Go to Brittany, Holly, Dion, Sarah, like whoever. You need a metro change. Same thing. Like, kind of, it's easier if I think that's the ideal thing, right? Everyone can do everything.
Can do everything. Yeah. And if we can get everyone on the floor to that level, I think that's just going to make it easier for our drivers because, like I said, no one wants to call in when something's going on and then they got to wait and be transferred to the next person. If we could just get it all done, and regardless of what the situation is, I think that makes it better for the drivers.
Hell yeah. What about, so you mentioned all the time you had in call centers previously, then you come in to DeliverThat. Was the environment at DeliverThat a little bit different than other call centers, or how do you feel about the company now that you've been here for a good amount of time?
It was definitely different. So, coming in, it was just the size of it. When I was at my old call centers, I'm one of 300 people. You know what I mean? And then even as a manager, I'm managing 30 to 40 people at a time. So with this just being smaller, I feel like it's easier to connect with people in a smaller environment because you don't have hundreds of people that you have to worry about. I see the same people every day. I communicate with them every day. So it just kind of makes things easier that it's a little bit of a smaller call center.
Hell yeah. And then like the open floor concept, like you mentioned, like you're sitting next to Derek, Cody, Mitch just moved over there next to you guys. Like the camaraderie out there and being able to like shout at everyone, talk back and forth. Do you like the work environment out there?
I love it. And I'll tell. Excuse me. I'm not choking up, by the way. I was not choking up. But I had
we'll give him the cry.
So today, being my first day as a supervisor, I had to move away from all those guys. So Cody, Derek, and Mitch, those are guys that I'm in there talking to every day. And, we're going to battle with each other every day. Those are my guys. So it definitely hurt a little bit moving today away from them. But, that's one of the things that makes it great on the floor. You're doing good work with, good people, your friends, and it just makes everything relaxed.
Oh yeah. What about driver interaction in terms of that? Like you mentioned your previous call center stuff, you're calling to like sell insurance, to sell a subscription to stamps.com, to hopefully entice someone to sign up to come in and give blood. So here you're not selling a product, you're just being of service and of help to drivers out there who are in a bind, who need to get into a restaurant that's closed, who can't find a customer who won't answer their phone or answer their text messages and things like that. How do you feel about helping the drivers out there every day that are just in need of your help?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, knowing obviously that you're helping someone, and two, where I'm coming from with insurance, if you even sign someone up, that's a good 2-hour call. You know what I mean? So just having shorter calls and not as many of them definitely makes a difference. One thing though, my name is not Steve. So yeah, it's a. So that's the one thing about my calls. So, and it started my very first day. Hi, thanks for calling DeliverThat. This is Cesar. Hey, Steve, how you doing? This is Cesar. And then it just kind of goes on. And then it got to a point where I just stopped correcting people. People will go through a whole call calling me Steve 3 or 4 times. And it turned into a joke on the floor that every time I said, no, it's Cesar, everyone on the floor just starts going, Steve, because they already know that a driver called me Steve. And sometimes drivers will text in or email in, like, I talked to Steve, it should be good now. And everyone's like, who's Steve? So I don't know where that correlates, but it's good. It's funny.
Hell yeah. In terms of things you guys do actually help the drivers out there with, are there interactions you have out there that make you feel not necessarily like better than other scenarios, but is there anything you feel like adequate about, or like something that you went above and beyond to help a driver out with that you just really feel good about that interaction afterwards?
Yeah. I think a good one is when sometimes drivers get stuck at customers and they don't know what's going on or where to go, and sometimes the customer's not answering for them, but sometimes I'll call the customer directly and they'll answer for me magically.
Yeah,
I don't know if
what happened here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a number thing or what. And then, just helping drivers get in and out of their deliveries as smooth as they can. Also, in the mornings, helping drivers with their routes. I mean, that's something that is big to a driver because, if something doesn't work good or the route doesn't work good, to a driver, they could see it as, you're taking money out of my pocket, which is definitely not something that we are looking to do at all. So, helping a driver get their route together and maximizing the amount of jobs that they can do is definitely something that I like doing, and I feel like drivers are really appreciative of that.
Yeah, routing's a huge thing. Like, yeah, and as many deliveries you can get, that's what they're on the platform to do, right? Do you think, in terms of like routing, do you have a tip or anything you see when you're going through that routing process that you think happens frequently that you could be like, hey, if you go about it this way, that route's going to get approved 10 out of 10 times. Or if you don't go about it this way, these are the things we're seeing that this is why your route's getting denied?
I think maybe DeliverThat. Maybe that's us overall can maybe do a better job just educating the drivers on the routing guidelines, because when we tell them no or something, I mean, they can literally see what it is that we're looking at on our DeliverThat platform. Is driver assistance portal. Sorry,
the DAP.
The DAP.
Right.
So I would definitely recommend, if ever you are unsure of one, pulling up our DAP, because that's what we're going to do. We're just going to pull up the DAP and look at the job to make sure that it falls in those guidelines. So main thing we're looking for with your doubles. Make sure with your doubles, when they have that 15-minute window, look at those drop-off locations and make sure that the drive time between those is less than 15 minutes. That's the first thing for doubles that we look for. So make sure that's good. Same drop times. If it's the same drop time, make sure that you that there is less than 5 minutes between those drops. That's the first thing that we're going to look for. And then also, as you're using your Google Maps to map this stuff out, make sure that you are setting the depart time to the time of the actual job, because that's a big thing. A lot of times drivers are texting in and looking at their routes at night. So if you're looking at traffic at 8 o'clock at night, it's going to be way different than 8 o'clock in the morning. So, making sure that you, like I said, are changing those times while you're looking it up, because sometimes drivers will say, well, I see it as this, and well, we see it as this because we changed the time.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, and that's something you hear pretty frequently. I think, like you mentioned too, because even at like lunchtime, like if you're looking at a route and it's 9 p.m. at night, well, there's no one on the road there. Yeah, it's going to take you 6 minutes to get there.
Right.
But when you map it first thing in the morning and it's 8 a.m. or like an 11 a.m. or like a noon when everyone's off on their lunch break,
right,
like moving and bustling through the city, like that drive could end up being 15, 20 minutes. So it's like a huge difference sometimes.
Yeah.
You brought up coming over here to help me out with some videos. and I do want to talk about that with you a little bit. You have some acting experience,
Yes.
acting classes you've been taking outside this DeliverThat stuff.
I do.
And I wanted to talk about that a little bit, see what your feelings are for that, like moving forward. Do you have like a dream to be an actor one day, or what is your future look like in that realm of things?
So, for the time being, it's just a hobby, just something outside of work that I like to do, and just kind of gives me a chance to be a kid again, just you're living out that dream. And then, when you get into it and you start going to class and you start seeing your colleagues and that, you start seeing this dream really could become a reality. I mean, I went to class one week, did a scene or an activity with my partner. Next thing I know, I'm watching Hulu and they're on the commercial. So then it just kind of comes to light, like I really can do this. You know what I mean? So right now it's just a hobby. In August, I'm actually going to get my demo reel shot. So once I get that shot, I'm gonna get back into auditioning and trying to, just do some things. If I can get on a few commercials and that, I'll be cool with that. I don't gotta be DiCaprio.
No, it makes sense to me though too, because I feel like that it's like with almost like any career, like whether it's football, basketball, baseball as an athlete, or some like being an engineer, working for like Lockheed Martin is up in Akron or Cleveland. I think they have a base up here in Ohio, and like Boeing and stuff like that. Like when you have a dream to be something and you see someone who, whether they grew up around you or you spent some time with them and you see them go on to succeed in what you want to do, it makes it feel that much more obtainable.
Yeah.
Like, okay, wait, like if they can do it, I can not necessarily take the same route, but we can get there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's definitely motivating when you see that, like, or people from class, signing with talent agencies and that. I'm not quite there yet, but, I'm still learning and growing, and, I'm okay with going to class and just being told, hey, that ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be able to take criticism.
It's definitely something that, it can weigh on you mentally. I've done a few auditions and didn't get it. I have done one thing, nothing crazy, but yeah. But like you said, it's that it seems like it's attainable now. So you just got to keep grinding,
Yeah, and I know you will. Something that popped in my head randomly, I think maybe because we need to record one of these coming up here, the setup picture winner videos that we
set up picture contest. Did I
Yeah,
say it right this time?
One take, Jake there.
I go through like 3 or 4 takes just saying set up picture contest winners because I always say it backwards.
I just wanted to ask you candidly, like, we've done this now with you, I think 3 or 4 months, 5 or 6 months, whatever it has been so far. And so you're the one seeing the winners, the top 5 every single month so far. What to you makes a setup stand out?
What I'm looking for is the overall flow. Like a good setup, we all can do that, but how does it incorporate with the room and the background and what's going on in the event? Like, is it pop out to me? Does it pop out? I got to talk about, I don't, am I allowed to talk about any of the ones that we have?
That we just voted on?
Just voted on?
Yeah, this is coming out in 2 weeks, okay. And those winners are going out Friday. So yeah.
I won't, obviously with no names. There's one picture with an Akron Zip setup where the driver copy and pasted a picture, or they basically photoshopped a DeliverThat bag into the setup picture. And honestly, I hope they win. For creativity, I hope that they win because I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I think they were top 5. They made it top 5. The thing about it was, I was like almost upset because I was like, this was such a good setup. Because it has like the Akron, like the banners in the background. It's got like the sternos in the racks.
Oh man!
And then they just put the like cropped bag in
the crop. DeliverThat.
You could have just like put the actual bag in there, or just not do that. Because like now it's like I can't get that bag. I could try to like get that bag out of there, but it's like God, you kind of messed up a really good picture. I felt like
the crop job could have been better, but I loved the idea. The creativity of it was amazing.
I don't disagree. Yeah. And they understand what the people are looking for.
They
so
understand.
It's like, those are the things that win you a lot of times. The branding of the boxes, the brand we're working with, the deliver that bag in the setup picture. Like, those are things that often win and get you voted for. So they're not wrong. It was a good idea.
It was a great idea, honestly.
Hell yeah. What I want to close something out here. What can we talk about here? I think, obviously the promotion's huge. Your time over here with me has been amazing. You're doing a hell of a job, and obviously I think being able to help you, not necessarily like practice, but because I'm not a director in any facet of things, but being able to see you work and work on your craft and be able to, because a lot of times we're basically asking you to memorize a paragraph, and I'm like, all right, here's the words. Yeah. And then I'm like 30 seconds later, all right, you got it. So I think a lot of times we're just kind of working on our toes and going very quickly. So it's just fun to see you kind of work in that manner and that fashion of things. So it's super impressive. And I do really appreciate it, man. I know sure. We've went through a handful of people have been over here to help me, but I think you and I have worked the best together so far. Yeah, so it's been really awesome time.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Awesome, man. Well, if that's all we got, I think we can close it out of here. Got any closing word for the drivers out there, the restaurants out there? Any viewership? Anything you want to say to the people out there?
Yeah, just stay safe out there on the road. I know, obviously what we do, things happen, and it's really all about your guys' safety. And we appreciate everything that you guys do. So don't take it for granted that we don't. We definitely see what you guys are doing out there. We appreciate everything you do. We appreciate the communication. We appreciate the feedback. So continue to grow in what it is that you guys are doing. Whether you're trying to move up tiers or get more deliveries, just continue to grow. And we're always here to support you guys. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, man. All right. Well, that's Cesar Meet the Team, man. Thank you so much.